Anyway, there we go. All right, here's my next fact. This is a juicy one. 90s TV star on ER. You remember the show ER?
Yes.
George
Clooney.
Yeah, this is who I'm talking
yes.
about. 90s TV star on ER, George Clooney, broke the law, and in doing so, directly led to one of the longest running comedy shows of all time.
What on earth are you talking about?
Because George Clooney broke the law, we now have one of the longest running comedy TV shows of all time. And without him breaking the law, it wouldn't have happened.
What is the link? What is the bloody link? What is he talking about? Longest running TV shows.
Yeah, one of the longest running TV shows.
Can't be Big Bang Theory. Well, okay, but it's not a sitcom. ER isn't a sitcom.
No, I'm not talking about ER.
Yeah, so you're talking about something
90s
else.
90s TV star on ER, George Clooney,
Yeah,
broke the law.
yeah.
And this directly led to one of the longest running comedy shows of all time.
So you've got to be talking about a sitcom. Friends. Was he on Friends?
He was on Friends, but as a guest star,
Yes. Did he have his own sitcom? No. Maybe it's got to do with maybe Mad About You. I was gonna say that.
Ooh, Mad About You.
Mad
Well,
About
that's-
You.
that's
What's a
a
lovely
cute
little
one. Yeah,
thing.
I haven't
Okay,
thought
so
about
it's
that
not
in a very long
okay.
time,
So
eh?
I'm just
Paul
testing.
Reiser and Helen
Okay,
Hunt.
so it's
Nice
not
one,
that.
nice one.
It's not that. Maybe the what's the one on the beach house in Malibu with old Charlie Sheen?
I'm not going to give you any more.
Beach House,
I'm not
Malibu,
gonna
Charlie
give you any
Sheen.
more.
Maybe there's a link there. What's that? 2.5 Men. I think it's got something to do with 2.5 Men. I'm going to say,
Are you gonna
for
say
some
it's
reason,
true? You
it's
say
true.
George Clooney broke the law and it
Broke
led
the
to
law?
2.5 Men.
Yes.
Is that what you're going to
Yes.
say?
Yes.
So you're just saying you don't have to guess any facts. You just have to say whether I'm telling you the truth or not.
Yeah, I'm saying you're telling me the truth. And I'm figuring it led to 2.5 Men because that was quite long running.
All right. So you're sure it's true?
Yes.
All right, good. Let me tell you a story.
Story time with Pappy.
Yeah. Picture this. It's the mid-90s and a former Fox TV exec gives a couple of film students a small amount of money to make him a Christmas card movie, like a little short clip movie, which he's going to distribute to some of his friends. Right? It's sort of an act of charity because he likes these guys. He thinks they're very funny. But he can't sell them to other TV execs. Other TV execs want nothing to do with these guys. They don't see it. They don't see it as like funny things. So he gives them $1,200 and he says, oh, just make me a Christmas holiday card for my mates. So these guys go away, they make this thing, they come back, they give it to him, he distributes it to his mates, and one of his friends happens to be George Clooney. And George Clooney thinks that this Christmas card is the funniest fucking thing he's ever seen in his life. So he pirates it. He copies it onto hundreds of VHSs, right? Which is illegal at this point. He breaks the law. He pirates it onto hundreds of VHSs and he distributes it himself to all of his own friends as being a thing that, because this is how we shared memes back in the 90s. You know, he was basically seeing a meme and he wanted all his friends to see the meme. So he copied it and he sent it out to all of his friends. But because he was 90s fucking ER star George Clooney, some of his friends were TV executives. And suddenly people are looking for the students who made this clip. They don't know who it is because there's no name on it. It just becomes this viral thing throughout LA.
So he literally was, this is so fucking funny. I'm going to multiply this like a maniac. And said, because why not? Because I got some money in the bank and I'll pay a little place to make many.
Hundreds of copies. And he distributed it to all of his friends because he thought it was so good. And then it became a thing, right? Now people are looking for who made this fucking thing. And the next thing, the students who actually made it here, a group of guys has got a meeting with MTV about making a show based off of this thing. And they're like, no, but those guys can't. Why do they have the meeting? We made it. So they go to their Fox pal who commissioned them for the thing. And they're like, listen, this thing has gone viral. And MTV's got a meeting with a bunch of strangers about this fucking show, about creating a show for this. And like, it's not us. We made it. So their ex Fox exec pal goes to MTV, corrects everything, says to them, listen, that's my video, I commissioned it. the guys you're about to have a meeting with have fuck all to do with it.
Jeez.
Like, here are the real guys. Meet with them. They go into a meeting, and suddenly their name becomes known all over LA. Everybody's swamping them with offers. They're swamping them with all kinds of weird offers. Everything from do adverts to direct the latest Barney the Dinosaur movie.
Good
Genuinely.
Lord.
But
Good
nobody
Lord.
wants them to make their own actual show, despite the fact that this thing has gone viral.
That's odd.
Until a little known channel called Comedy Central decides to take a bit of a risk. And Comedy Central says to them, all right, we'll give you money to make a pilot season, to make a first season. And what Comedy Central is thinking is, nobody knows who we are. This is going to stir up so much controversy. We're going to become famous. Shortly thereafter, the very first episode of South Park, Cartman gets an anal probe.
No way!
Broadcast on TV, yeah.
Wow.
So there it is. And South Park is still running to this day, over 20 seasons
It is.
later, yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah.
good religious me really loves that show.
And they
it's fucking funny.
yeah, and Comedy Central was so determined to shock everyone. They pushed ahead, even though when they showed Cartman gets an anal probe to a test audience, people had to rate it out of 1 to 10, and the top ratings were 3, with many ones, because people were so offended by this whole like children's swearing thing. That Christmas thing had been based off a student project that they'd made called Frosty Fights Jesus, in which Jesus kind of throws his halo as like a boomerang type weapon, and Frosty the Snowman fights. And that became a Christmas special South Park episode in which Jesus and Santa fight each other.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because he returns in the second coming, and he works in a call center help desk.
Yeah, and then he's got his show Jesus and Pals,
Yeah.
where he does a chat show.
I mean, just today in the office, I was telling people about the episode where because they were talking about going to KFC for lunch. An episode where they don't call it KFC in South Park; they just call it the Colonel.
Yeah.
They get a bucket of the Colonel, and then one of the mothers says, "Now go and wash your hands, everybody." And while they're washing their hands, Cartman comes in and just eats the skin off the pieces of chicken, all the skin.
And they're like, "Oh, it's the best
it's the
part,
best part." It's like, "Oh, sorry guys, I gotta go take a shit." No, fuck you, Cartman. You ate all the best part. You ate all the skin again, Cartman. Fuck you, Cartman. Sorry, bye guys. I'm gonna take a shit. Bye.
Yeah, apparently it was the children speaking like that made it so controversial. They were like, no, we can't possibly have this thing where children speak like that. But yeah, Matt Parker and Trey Stone, those two students, had apparently developed the characters because when you're a film student, you go onto a lot of film sets and you do the arbitrary menial jobs.
Yeah.
So like while they were holding like, lighting
pole.
rigs or something,
Oh,
then they would do those voices to each other and make the stories.
Oh my god, that's hysterical. What a story.
Yeah.
So Clooney was
Yeah, so George Clooney,
Oh,
that's
man.
why George Clooney at the start of South Park, it often says, the voice of the dog is played by George Clooney. and it says, the celebrity voices are impersonated often poorly, and the voice of the dog is always credited as being George Clooney because George Clooney played a major part in their whole thing.
That's a wonderful fact. And the movie was wonderful as well.
Yeah, it's all good as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. My next fact, are we getting close to the end?
I think we are. I think we're down. I mean, you started this time, so you should be down to one lousy little fact.